What's going on, good people? Happy Wednesday to y'all. Y'all come on in the room. Trying to get situated still. Come on, tap in with me. How y'all doing? Trying to find the right light in here. Whew, I got some things to discuss with y'all in regards to dating. My trip. I missed y'all last week. I was going to hop on last Wednesday, but I had got in on Wednesday. And I had jet lag. I was like, y'all not trying to see me after being in, I was in North Carolina airport for I already originally had a layover for 5 hours. And then because of the snow here, it affected it. So I was in the airport for 7 hours. And I was like, I'm just ready to go home. I enjoyed myself, but at that point I was ready to go home. Thankfully, Charlotte, North Carolina airport is huge. It's like a mall. There's plenty of things to do there. So I was able to maintain myself and occupy myself and meet new people. But yeah, y'all come on in the room, share, follow me on Instagram if you can. I'm more active on Instagram. I don't know what it is about Instagram, but I'm just more active with it on there. But anyway, I want to talk to y'all about some things I learned when I was on vacation and as I'm learning with dating. So I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. How was y'all Thanksgiving? Was it okay? This is the first one that I've missed with my family in a long time. I don't think I've ever missed a Thanksgiving dinner with my son before. So it was a little hard. But I enjoyed my birthday. I was having so much fun. Tap in with me, share the broadcast. I'm looking for people to bring on today. So I'm going to try to share with a few people here. Feel free to invite folks to hop on. I'm doing that now. So yeah, y'all come on in the room. Come have a conversation with me. Learn a few things with me. But yeah. So this was the first Thanksgiving I didn't get to eat Thanksgiving food with my family or whatever. But as I was thinking about a quick side note, as I was thinking about it, I was like, why do we revert to the foods that we eat for Thanksgiving? Why is that such a tradition to have the turkey, the dressing, the stuffing, the sweet potato pie, the candy yams, the baked macaroni and cheese? Where did that stem from? If anyone knows the answer to that question, please share with me. Why is it just those foods that we as people of color revert to? Or is there a story behind it? Anyway, y'all hop on, y'all invite somebody, share the broadcast. If y'all want to come on and be on the camera and have a dialogue with me, just send me an invite and I will bring you on camera. But I really just want to share how my dating experience has been with y'all. Like I said, if y'all want to come on camera and chop it up with me, feel free to send me an invite. I appreciate y'all who are on. Thanks for joining me. I missed y'all. I haven't been on in 2 weeks or whatever. Hey, hun, how's it going? I need to hear the update with you in your dating. Have you been stood up yet? Has any other man stood you up? I gotta follow up with you on that. I don't know if I shared my story after I did the prayer that you had sent me or whatever. I don't know if I shared, I don't know if I shared the story. I did. I think I did share the story with y'all on the last broadcast that I had. I said this prayer that Taquita sent me, which is Dr. Alexa's prayer for single women or whatever. And the date actually went good. And I actually saw God throughout the date or whatever. Hey, hon, how's it going?
Hey,
Let
sis,
me
it's
turn
good.
you up. I'm good, and
Can you hear
yourself?
me?
Yeah,
Because I'm on Lord,
it's
because
kind
I'm
of low, but I can
outside.
hear you.
Because, I be outside all the time, so it's so loud.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's low. You real low.
oh no.
I can hear you, but it's real faint.
It's real low.
Yeah. Are you on your Bluetooth?
No, I'm outside and it's loud out here. Let me do that. I'm just gonna type it in.
Okay.
I'm gonna type.
So yeah, like I was saying, after I did that prayer, and I went on that date, like I just saw God throughout the whole date or whatever. Like God was just in it. I ended up meeting a few people that were in ministry. They had their own church or whatnot. And their mission is something that I'm into doing. So like maybe it's something I can volunteer at. But I just saw God all through the date. Like we had strangers speaking to us. We went to two different places on a date. He was very thoughtful. He brought flowers. But outside of the things that he did, I just saw God all through it. And so yeah, I was just really amazed that prayer does work to some capacity or whatever. Unfortunately, me and the guy isn't really talking anymore for whatever reason. Yeah, you are always outside, but it's okay. Come on anyway if you can. Um, yeah, I just really recognize that the guys, I don't think they're taught consistency because a lot of guys that I have interacted with don't have consistency. Like they kind of just fall off after a certain amount of time. Um, and I'm a loner, so I'm not the type of person that's gonna be sweating you. I'm not about to be calling you every day. I'm not about to be in your ear all the time, like sweating you, texting you every day. Like if I do that, like take it as an honor and a privilege because I'm just I'm an introvert. I'm a laid back to myself kind of person. So yeah, girl, come on and share your story. Send another request. I need to hear about what's going on with these guys standing you up. I just added you, so it's saying adding you. I don't care if it's loud. I just want to hear your story. Um, Dang, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like I'm really learning the type of person I am. And I recognize a lot of men and people can't accept that. Like people who are true introverts. And that's how you will know if you're a true introvert. If you recharge being by yourself. Like if you just get rejuvenated by spending time by yourself, being alone, like you are a true introvert. And I am a true introvert or whatever. Like of course I desire a relationship and to be with people, but I enjoy being by myself. I enjoy my time. um, and a person that's not too secure with themselves, I don't think they will be able to understand that without feeling like, oh, it's something against me. Hey, Robert, how are you? No, it's nothing against you. It's just who I am. Um, but after a few days, if you're not hitting me up, if you're not tapping in with me, I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'm not about to sweat you. Clearly, you can't tap in as, just to say hey. But anyway, so Taquita, okay, so join. I need to hear this story about you being stood up. Okay, accept. Add. Okay, it said it's adding you, hon. Why people want to call and video chat when I'm doing something? Oh, they ain't been doing nothing.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. All right, I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not
Okay,
a
so
book.
what's going on?
So we didn't even actually make it out. Like we have been texting back and forth, chatting, and it was cool. And then he finally was like, "Well, when am I going to be able to see you?" I was like, he's like, "Can I take you out?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Let's
Mm-hmm.
set up something for like Sunday evening, right? When I'm
Mm-hmm.
available." And he was like, "Okay, let's do it." And then he was like, "Well, what type of things do you like?" So I gave him kind of suggestions in the city that not pricey, kind of just hang out, walk around, just to kind of get to know each other and see each other, like eyes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this was like on a Friday, I think. So Saturday, we usually text, daily. I didn't hear anything from him, so I just said, "Hope you having a good day," just to reach out.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday came, still didn't reply back. Sunday come around, I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking in my head, not really making myself available, but when I hear from him, I'm like, okay, well, if he hit me up, then I'll reply, but if not, whatever. No,
Mm-hmm.
nothing. No, reach out, no comment, no, hey, good morning, no, nothing. And so then The next day, Monday come around, and I was like, "Hey, I guess I missed you on Sunday. I thought we had set in stone."
Mm-hmm.
And no reply, no nothing. Still, and to this day, today's what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Still have not heard anything. So I'm like, dang,
Wow. And
like
you said the prayer before you went on the date or before you interact. Like, how does the prayer go for you? Do you do it when you first meet the guy, or how does that where does that
usually
fit?
when I first meet, usually I say it when I first meet someone that I
Mm-hmm.
maybe that I look in that light,
Yeah.
that could be a possibly date or a possible. Now I do have like guy friends and stuff. I haven't really targeted the prayer toward them, but
Mm-hmm.
then I'll have that person in mind as I'm praying,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I meet someone or start chatting it up as
Yeah.
if it would lead to a date.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that has something to do. Like I feel like maybe that's rejection is for my protection type of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
then I'm just like, okay, I'm hoping to actually go on real dates for
Right.
2023.
How does that
What,
make
baby?
you feel? Like, even though you're saying it's prayer, and of course it's for your protection, um, but still, I'm sure you feel some kind of way, like rejected, or I mean, I don't want to put
Yeah,
thoughts or words into how you feel, but how
right,
does
right, right.
that make you feel at the end of the day?
Yeah, like I don't want to like. I don't blame it. I don't like blame, but I don't know if it's all because of the prayer. I am grateful for, you know,
Yeah.
because of course, it's prayer. But I do feel like, well, what, what am I supposed to do? Like, am I, what I
Yeah.
mean? I feel like, am I supposed to become a nun in these streets? Like, like I don't know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm open to dating. I did have one person to prophesy to me, and was like, get ready. And I see your husband, I see you're already a wife, prepare your
Mm-hmm.
children, those things and speak into my life. And I'm like, okay, I receive.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like dried up like a desert. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'm in preparation stage. I don't know, but I assume
Yeah.
that I would, through the process, I assume that I'm about to date. In
Right.
order, I can't just wake up and say, hey, let's get married. So I don't know. I don't know how it's supposed to go. I'm so confused
Yeah.
nowadays.
I get that.
Yeah.
So my question is to you, are you, the next time you meet somebody, are you
Mhm.
willing not to do the prayer just to see how it goes?
That is a great question. Um, no.
Okay.
No. No, probably not.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think because I'm praying it consistently,
Mm-hmm.
whether I meet someone or not, I think even if I didn't say the prayer, I think the same would apply. Only
Yeah.
because that's what my mindset is.
Yeah.
And I don't even know that that's a good point because I don't know if it's just in my mind I'm setting this expectation
Mm-hmm.
up, but then when reality play out, it's like, did I do something to prevent
Yeah.
this actual date?
Yeah. So that's good. You're doing some reflection and learning from all these experiences, because I
Right.
believe all these experiences is just a setup for,
Yeah.
that one to, to present himself,
Absolutely.
you know. Um, and I'm trying to stop saying I'm single, and I can't remember where I got this from, but
Really.
I say I'm waiting for my husband to present himself in a way that I can recognize instead
Ah,
of saying single. And I was like,
I like
I can't remember
that.
where I got that from,
I
but I heard this
love
some
that.
years ago. And when a
Hmm.
lot of people ask me if I'm single, I'm like, yeah, I'm single. And I'm like, no, I'm waiting for myself. I'm waiting for my husband to present himself in a way that I can recognize
Right.
or whatever. But yeah, I I truly hope and believe that you don't allow these experiences to discourage you from continuing on your dating journey. I really hope that you just take it as steps of faith.
Hmm.
Faith without works is dead, says the word of God. So you dating and meeting guys or pursuing dating and initiating, like, I think those are faith steps, to put yourself out here, to be vulnerable, willing to meet people, so just allow that to be your energy and
Right.
your fuel in this season, because it is discouraging. and I actually had a date. I was supposed to go on a date on this past Saturday, but was it this Saturday? What's today? Wednesday? Child, wait a minute. When I come back in town? Yeah.
Yeah, today Wednesday.
This past Saturday, I was supposed to have a date with the guy I explained on here, but again, he didn't call. I haven't talked to him since I got back. So I'm like, okay, what happened? You know, there was some good morning exchanges, but that was it. Like no further conversation, no check on you, you know, see how you doing, and vice versa, because I really sat back and I was like, I feel like I'm contacting this person more than they're contacting me. And I'm like, I don't like how that feels. Of course, I want it to be reciprocal. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm bugging you or bothering you, even though that was never expressed. But I was like, the challenge was, I was like, let me sit back and see if this person contacts me, if they initiate conversation, if they call like I call, and they didn't. And so that was the day I was supposed to go on Saturday. But we set a date to go out Saturday, but we never was like, okay, exactly what time, what are we gonna do? You know, and I just kind of let it be. And I was like, it is what it is, you know, and I'm learning to be okay with whatever the outcome may be, you know. Um, but I recognize in dating, I'm also meeting a lot of guys that are rebuilding. They're in the
Hmm.
rebuilding phase of their life. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
God. So, and
That's
out of
kind of hard though
ignorance,
because
I always ask God, like, what am I supposed to learn from
right,
this experience? Am I supposed to continue talking to these guys as they rebuild their life? If I am, how am I supposed to show up in their lives as they rebuild? Because
right,
I always go back to my husband. Like, he must be a man that some point in life will have to rebuild, or maybe in the rebuilding phase. But I want to make sure that I give him the support that I give him without also carrying him, if that makes sense. But that's the
it does.
pattern I see. Guys rebuilding.
It makes sense because it's kind of like, Lord, is this my assignment or is
Mm-hmm.
this, my potential mate?
Right,
You know,
right. And it's
or one and the
been,
same.
I've met quite a few different guys, and this the same story. They're rebuilding. And I'm like, okay, this has to be an assignment. And my prayer is, God, lead me in this, because I don't want to get into a relationship with somebody I'm supposed to mentor, or I'm supposed to lead to God, or I'm supposed to prophesy or give them a word that guides them to God or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done that before, and I don't want to do that again.
Right,
As far as
right,
getting into a relationship with someone who was an assignment and not
hmm,
supposed to be a relationship. Like, oh my gosh.
right.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's important.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if that's been a pattern with you, of you meeting guys, but that has been mine.
Yeah, look, I don't even know what my pattern is anymore. Like
Yeah.
I'm so confused with it. I'm just like
Hmm.
praying, Lord. I guess a mutual prayer would be clarification, and we would
Yeah.
pray, for God to clarify exactly.
Hmm.
I do pray for more clarity going forward into the new year. I've had more clarity as far as my my business, as far as the direction
Yeah.
and strategic ways, but and I even have more clarity when it comes to my family aspect as far as where I want to go with that. But relate,
Hmm.
the different areas of my life, and then I think about relationships. I'm like, why is this area so cloudy that
Yeah.
that I don't have a clear picture, or I don't know. Does that mean that it's far further away than I assume because I
Hmm.
can't see it as clear? You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
um, I do definitely pray for not just us, but all that are seeking mates for
Hmm.
more clarity as
Hmm.
far as our
Yeah.
journey goes.
That's
Yeah,
definitely been a prayer of mine. Like, God, what am I supposed to be doing in this season with these men that I'm running into that are
right.
rebuilding? And
Hmm.
a lot of them have church hurt. So when I get to talking about going to church and God, they be like, I don't want to hear that.
Um.
And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
baby, well, to be a part of this woman's life on that scale, you gonna have to believe in Jesus Christ. You're gonna have to I know, I mean, I understand you have to meet everybody where they are. I get that. But I know the
Right.
type of woman I am and the calling that's on my life. He has
Yeah.
to be a mighty man of God. He has to be active in the church and know his purpose and know his calling.
Let me ask. That's a good point. So, to be active in the church, yes. Have the calling. Well, know who God is and his relationship with God. But what if
Mhm.
he's active in the community, not necessarily a particular church home, and he
Yeah.
just hasn't put that spin on to realize this is all pointing back to God's calling for me. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah. I mean, and that's like I said, just meeting somebody where they are, but also seeing where they're trying to go at the same
Right.
time. Are they trying to be in the church? Are they, and I know it's not always about going to church. It's about your relationship with Jesus Christ.
Correct.
At the end of the day, I know plenty of people that have a relationship with God, but they don't go to church because of church hurt, or they haven't found a church that fits them or that's
Right.
teaching the word,
Feeding them.
how they can
Yeah.
reciprocate it. So
Mhm.
I'm not saying, oh, if you don't go to church, I'm not trying to date you. No, as long as you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you
Right.
have godly mentors that you can look up to for guidance and things like that. Okay, that's a conversation we can have. At the
Right.
end of the day, I'm not going to exclude you, no. But just knowing, learning and knowing my calling, yeah, he definitely has to be a mighty man of God for sure.
Exactly.
He definitely has
Exactly.
to be able to submit himself to a godly leadership.
I agree.
Yeah. But I don't want to hold you on here longer. If you gotta go, that's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'm out here in these streets
huh?
working again. I said, yeah, I'm out here in these streets working again. I love working outside.
Yeah, I mean, it just snowed a little bit today. It's a little cold. It's only 19 degrees here, but I'll take it. It's not negative. That's warm to us, Minnesota. It get cold when 19 degrees is good.
That's good because I think my Dallas is shut down if we got anywhere near that.
Yeah, yeah. It snowed a little bit today. I thought it was gonna snow all day. I told my supervisor I gotta go home. I'm not trying to drive in this snow. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Well, it was so good. I will be for next week. Be here for next week with you and let you know.
yes, yeah. I appreciate you hopping on, sis. God bless you.
All right.
All
Talk to
right,
you soon.
talk to you later. Hey, Leanne, how you doing? So when I was on my trip, on my vacation, I ran into a lady. We ended up clicking at the pool or whatever, and she was there with a guy coworker friend had brought her and invited her on a day on the trip or whatever, all inclusive, whatever. And we ended up connecting, and she was like, he is just a coworker. Like in his mind, she is only a coworker, but at the same time, the things that she is doing for him is like relationship stuff. Like you're sleeping with him, you don't sleep with coworkers. Like that's pretty much a relationship, but he don't want to put a title on it. But I recognize so much of myself in her because the same things that she's dealing with and going through, I've been there before. So I honestly was just ministering to her and just letting her know all that you're pouring into this guy, sis, is something that you've always desired. The little girl in you desired. As women, sometimes men, but mainly women, I'm gonna speak from my experience. We often find a person that is a project that we have to fix up, that we have to make better. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, I said, the things that you feel like you have to fix in him is something that you desired as a little kid. Like you desired someone to fix you as a kid. You desired for someone to come to your rescue as a little kid. And until you pour all that you are pouring into this man and pour into yourself, he will continue to use you, abuse you, talk to you crazy, not have anything with you, and just use you at the end of the day. And she was like, dang, like you are truly speaking to my soul. And I said, I used to be you. Like all that you are doing for someone else, you need to do into yourself. And that really, or pour into yourself. Like you can't keep pouring into people that's not pouring into you. You're gonna be empty at the end of the day, pouring out of an empty cup. What can you pour out of an empty cup? Absolutely not air, not even air. And so I really encourage her that all that she is putting into this man, like put back into yourself, value yourself, But I also realized a lot of women aren't ready to do the work for that. But it made me come up with a question of why do we always want the ones that don't want us, and the ones that don't want us, we won't? Why is it like that? Like, I had to sit back like, dang, that is so true in so many situations. Have any of y'all ever wanted somebody so bad, but they didn't want you, and the ones that wanted you, you didn't want them? Like, why do we, like, is that a reverse psychology thing? Like, what is it? But I had to really think to myself, like, oh my God, that's so true with me in a situation I had. So I really, 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 y'all, was feeling this dude, loving on this dude, lusting on this dude, I would say. Like, just he checked off so many things on my box, but he didn't want me, y'all. Like, it's not only me he didn't want, it's just that he didn't know what he wanted at the end of the day. Like, he still wanted to play games and just be out here in these streets. But I was like, my heart is flustering for you. My heart don't be flustering for nobody like that, yo. So, but anyway, and the one that wanted me, I didn't want. Good dude, good man of God, good heart. And I was like, don't, I don't want you. I'm not interested in you. Like, and I know it's because of multiple reasons. He was a man of God, and it was multiple reasons. And again, it was a guy who's rebuilding his life. He, um, he's just getting a lot of things in order. And I was like, the type of woman I am, I don't feel comfortable with you spending your money on me and us, knowing you got to get stuff for your life. Knowing you got bills to pay, know you got a car note to pay, know you got rent to pay, know that you are doing things to rebuild your life. I don't feel comfortable. That's just me. With taking money from you by going on these dates, by allowing you to pay, and these are things he wanted to do, buying flowers, buying jewelry, buying perfume, buying lingerie. And I'm just like, dude, you need to prioritize yourself and spend it on yourself because you're rebuilding, put that towards some debt you got or something. Like, get yourself together. And I really recognize a lot of men, I don't even want to say men because I don't know if it's a real man, if he's willing to date and be and try to be in a relationship where he don't have himself together, but a lot of guys, I recognize a lot of guys out here will just want a female just to have a female, and they don't have their stuff together. Like, I don't think a real man will feel comfortable with doing that. Hey, Barry, how you doing? So yeah, that's a question that I would love for one of y'all to answer. Have you ever wanted somebody that didn't want you, and the person that did want you, you didn't want them? If so, why? Like, why do we revert to that? Not saying everybody experienced that, but I'm just really recognizing, like, dang, why don't I want this dude? For one, I don't think he can. I don't like using the word handle, but I don't think he can complement the type of woman that I am. Handle the type of personality that I have. I have a very strong alpha female personality when it comes to me and my business, not over any guy or any situation, but over my own personal life. I am an alpha woman. I go after the things that I want in life, and I have like tunnel vision. But just overall, like, my attitude, the type of how I hold myself as a woman, as being a single mom, like, I don't think that guy who was really feeling me can handle the things in my life right now, because his life is just getting rebuilt and restarted. And so, of course, I gently denied and let him know, like, hey, I'm not interested. I appreciate the offer, but I'm not interested in you. And I don't like letting people down because rejection hurts. I've been rejection. I've been rejection. I've been rejected. So telling somebody no, it kind of sucks, but it feels good to be able to make a choice of, like, yeah, I'm cool. I thank you for the compliment and the gesture, but no, thank you. So yeah, has any of y'all dealt with that? Feeling somebody, but they not feeling you, and the ones that was feeling you, you didn't want. Like, what do you think that stems from? And then another question is, uh, it just left my mind, y'all. My bad. The life after 40. Oh, okay, I was talking with a friend in regards to love, and I was like, do you love me? Or do you deeply care for me? And what's the difference? And so my question is, how do you know necessarily when to stop loving somebody and just know, like, okay, I will only deeply care for you? Or is that something that's even within our control? That's another conversation that I was having with a friend of, is that situational? Like, how do you know, okay, I'm only going to love you this much, or I only know I'm only going to deeply care about you? But for this person, I truly deeply care for. They're a very good friend. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing there as far as trying to pursue a relationship. So no, I couldn't say I love the type of person you are. Yeah, but as far as loving you and being in love with you, no, it won't go that far or whatever. But that's another question I had. So I feel like I'm just babbling on here since I'm on here by myself. Anyway, I'm about to hop off. So I will come on next Wednesday at 2. I hope y'all let those questions marinate in your head, and you can come back next week with some answers in regards to your dating experience and things like that. How's it going out here? What are the patterns that you're seeing when you're out here dating people? What's up, Mark? What are you learning about yourself when you're out here dating? Like, I've learned so much about myself, this just over this last probably 8 months. I've learned so much by myself. Before I was engaged earlier this year, I was single for 2.5 years, and I wasn't dating anybody, so I didn't get to understand like how much healing I had done, in the midst of all that. But I appreciate every experience with every person that I've encountered and dated. And I just look at it as preparing me for the next one, the one that God has for me. Hey, Mark, I'm doing good. How are you? Um, I don't know if you want to come on camera and share your experience. I know I put you on blast last time. I don't want to do that again today if you're not willing to. But yeah, I was just asking the question of, when I was on my vacation, I met someone, and the question that popped up is, why do we want the ones that don't want us, and the ones that do want us we don't want? Like, why are we like that? Like, is it a reverse psychology thing? Like, is it because we like the chase? What is it? So that's one of the questions that I asked everybody. I'm glad that you're good. Um, yeah, so that's okay. That's okay. I was about to hop out, but yeah, I didn't. I had a conversation with a friend earlier. She got stood up again on another date, and she didn't know if it was the prayer that she was praying. So every time she meets a new guy, she says a prayer that Dr. Alexis had put out for single women, and it just keeps standing her up. And so she's like, okay, I just think it's God protecting me at the end of the day. And then I asked her the question if she's willing not to do the prayer when she first meets someone again, and she said no. So I was like, okay, yep, you be consistent, you stick to what you have been doing or whatever. But I haven't had any dates lately. I had a couple of potentials, but they end up falling through due to inconsistency and non-communications. Like, I'm a planner to a certain extent. Like, if you say you want to take me on a date, okay, let's put a date out there and let's put a time. Just because I do stuff. I'm a single mom who's raising a teenager who plays sports, and I run a business, and I work, and I go to school. So, like, I need something on my schedule. So there's a couple of dates that fell through last week and this week, but it is what it is. I'm gonna just take it with a grain of salt. But I will be taking myself on a date tomorrow. There's a restaurant here uptown that I wanted to try, so I'm going to take myself on a date. And I encourage you, if you're single, take yourself on a date. Get to know yourself, date yourself, be okay with being alone, um, being okay with treating yourself, being confident and comfortable. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking yourself on a date. I was talking to this about a guy. He was kind of making fun of, like, well, isn't that the point of dating is you date other people? I'm like, yeah, but I date myself because again, my standards that I have for myself, I'm able to provide for myself. Like I don't have expectations for guys to do X, Y, and Z for me that I can't do for myself. You know, if they can, I'm gonna let them, but I'm not looking for that. I can do it for myself. Um, and not to sound ignorant or cocky or anything. No, just my thing is if you're gonna request something for from somebody else, at least have the ability to do it for yourself. Because if they can, then that's cherry on top of the icing to me at the end of the day. But anyway, I'm looking forward to going on my date tomorrow. I'm gonna take myself out. I'm gonna do a little spa, take myself to dinner, have a glass of wine. Yes, a glass of wine. and just really enjoy and embrace myself and be open to meeting new people. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, I'll check in with y'all next week. Watch the replay. Hopefully y'all can hop on and have a conversation with me next week. I know it's been like 2 weeks. I had jet lag last week, so I was not in the mindset to come on here. And then of course the Wednesday was the day before Thanksgiving, and I was on them islands in them Bahamas. So for my birthday, thanks again for those who sent me birthday shout outs and called or whatever. Anyway, what's up, Dale? How you doing? I don't know if you want to hop on the camera and share your dating experience, but I sent you a request. I was just about to get off. Um, but yeah, I hope y'all have a good day. Share your dating experiences with me. Let me know what other topics y'all want to talk about. Like I told you, I want to use this platform to help people heal and understand themselves and bring self-awareness to themselves. Um, so that we can be better people. All right, y'all, I'm about to hop off. Y'all have a good day. And remember, be bold, be blessed, be beautiful. Most of all, be you.